Welcome to The Buzz, where we bring you the leaders in dental education discussing hot topic courses and industry trends. I'm your host, Vanessa Emerson, founder of Dental Speakers Bureau. Today, I'm interviewing Dino Watt. Dino is one of the most exciting business relationship trainers in the world and the author of the #1 international best-selling book, The Practice RX. His personal development company is called Our Ripple Effect because he believes that everything we do either infects or positively affects people. Thanks for being here, Dino.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's good to be here.
And I'm really excited to have this conversation with you. I'm so impressed with the work that you're doing. And I know you offer multiple courses for meeting planners, but I would love if you could, for meetings, but I would love if you could start by just giving our listener an idea of what topic area do you excel in? What are you an expert at?
Yeah, everything I do, no matter what the topic is going to be rooted in one central thing, and that's relationships. That's knowing that I have a belief in my own life that I think affects everybody, which is everything I've ever received in my life up until this exact moment, talking to you, has been through a relationship that I've created, cultivated, had, gotten rid of. And everything that I will receive from here on out is due to relationship. So there's so many topics people can talk about, so many topics I can talk about, but when it boils down to it, the most important topic in my world and my belief system is relationships. So that's where that's my come from in everything I do.
Got it. So then if we were to extrapolate or dig down to that further, tell us a little bit more about the topics the courses you offer, and then how do we break down this idea of relationships in each of those courses? Connect those dots for us.
Sure. Well, when we talk about, say, for example, the culture equation, right? The culture that you create in your office is all about the relationship that you want to have with your team and with your patients. When we talk about making love and business work, that is definitely about your relationship with yourself first, because you can't give from an empty cup. So you have to understand how to really have that great relationship with yourself. But then how do you balance that relationship with your family and your kids, your wife, your spouse, your friends? So making love and business work in that way as a business owner. Then the relationship that you have when it comes to with the Practice RX, my book, right? The relationship you have in 4 very specific areas of your business: your culture, inside of your operations, the relationships with your patients and with your team, and then how do you excel that? How do you go to excellence? So all of those areas, whatever I talk about, there's a root of a relationship. And when people get that, it makes it a little bit easier, right? What's your relationship you have with money? What's your relationship you have with your local competition? What's your relationship you have with really anything that comes on, your spirituality? All of that stuff is all built into relationships. So very powerful once you get to know it.
Thank you. So that clarifies more. So we have relationships, we have these different broken down into categories, the what you teach. I'd like to ask you about the why. What's happening out here with our dental professionals that would require something like this to be able to bring them a solution? How can these courses be helpful? In other words, what problem are they solving? What's happening?
I kind of alluded to it a moment ago. I think, unfortunately, so as high performers, you live in a world of perfection, right? So if we talk about orthodontists, for example, right? Even that little millimeter shift makes a difference. What's that little millimeter? To the lay person, they're going, no, it looks pretty good. And they're like, no, I can make it better. To high performers like dentists, right? It's like, how can I achieve the top? How can I have the best smile? How can I help my clients understand that through what I do, their health will be better? They're high performers, high achievers, perfectionists. And unfortunately, that type of mode of always being on, always be looking for better, always looking for more, if you're not feeding the machine in the relationships, if you're not really taking care of those things, that's where the burnout and the overwhelm and the frustration come in. And those are the 3 words that I hear so often. It's like, man, I'm just burnt out. Man, I'm just so frustrated with my team. And I'm just so overwhelmed with all the stuff I have to do. So if we can get in touch with those relationships and build stronger relationships, we'll be able to overcome that.
That's powerful. Now, is there anything important that the meeting planner should know about how you present? So we've talked about your topics, your courses, the what's happening in the industry. How do we differentiate your presentations from those of other speakers on similar topics? What do you feel is a key differentiator, or what do you feel is really powerful about how you present?
Well, I think that for me personally, I don't like to be boring. I don't like to have a boring life. I've done a lot of things in my short 45 years on this planet, and I plan to do a lot more in the next 45. But I like to have fun. I know a lot of people will say that. I come from a background of entertainment. I actually used to work in the entertainment industry. Totally random, long story that we won't go into is that I used to be a makeup artist actually in the movie industry. And so I
Really?
worked on a lot of movies and television series. And so I've taken a lot of that because I wanted to be an actor. I've taken a lot of that presentation skills and made sure that people are engaged. One recent event when I got up, they wanted me to pick a song for my intro. So I picked like Mary J. Blige's song, and I'm having people stand up and dance. I do Zumba on a consistent basis. I teach it 3 days a week because I love to be engaged with people. So if you're looking for something that's interactive, fun, but also make sure that they leave with something tangible, not just feel good, not just data and information, because everybody can give you data information. We could Google anything we want and learn it. But if you
Right.
want actually tangible things that they can walk away with, then that's what I bring to the table on a very, very powerful way. And I love it. I just have so much fun with it.
You can tell. You can tell you're passionate about it, and it's infectious. And I'm thinking maybe there's Zumba on the break, but
Bring it. Bring it. If you're willing to do it, I'm willing to lead it.
there you go. Now, before we have to go, are there any parting thoughts that you would like to leave, or is there anything of importance for the meeting planner that we haven't already mentioned?
I think one of the questions that I asked, we were talking a little bit beforehand. One of the questions that I asked to clients or to potential meeting planners is, what is it that you want them to walk away with as a whole entire event? What's the goal? And, you meeting planners, they put so much time and effort and energy, and there's a lot of pressure on them to deliver something that's well-rounded that people will talk about afterwards in a positive manner, right? I think when you really come from that place of understanding what's the relationship I want to have with every single person in this room, that they walk away with going, that changed my life. It wasn't just another lecture. It wasn't just another, bunch of people talking about how to do certain things. It actually moved the needle for me. If you can think about it in that manner, I think then it makes it a lot easier to select your speakers. I have mentioned before, I mention all the time, I'm not the best speaker for some people. And when people tell me what they want, sometimes I will say, you know what, I don't think that's up my alley. And I want you to have the best event possible. I want to be in integrity with what you're trying to do. And that's not for me. That's okay. But this guy might be, or this person might be. And so just know what you want so that you can reverse engineer it and hire the best people for that event.
Well, Dino, thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for bringing your brilliance and shining your light in dentistry.
Oh, that's nice.
It's been an honor to spend a little bit of time with you and get to know you a little better and learn more about your presentations. And I'm so excited that you are bringing this for our industry of 1.5-ish dental professionals. I think this is wonderful because we know the importance of relationships. And so
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And for the event planner who's interested in learning more about Dino Watt's presentations, please visit dentalspeakersbureau.com, where you can learn all about it and you'll get connected to Dino through that method. So thanks again. And until next time, be well and take care.
Bye-bye.